Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's tutorial, we're going to be making these black pants. So if this is what you're interested in, you would like to stick to this video. So let's get right into it. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be cutting on our pattern paper before drafting on this fabric. Here I have 2 yards of crepe. It's kind of stretchy little. And these are the materials: my tape, my ruler, my zipper, scissors, and marker, pattern paper as well. So we're going to be drafting on our pattern paper first before drafting on this fabric. So let's go. So I'm going to be setting this aside and we're going to be cutting on our pattern paper. So please, if this is your first time on this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you could get notified whenever we post tutorial. And if you find our video educating, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share my video, and leave a comment if necessary. So we're going to be drafting on our pattern paper first before our actual fabric. So what we're going to be doing now is I've already marked my starting line, which is also going to serve as my hip, my waistline. This is going to be our starting line. So what I'm going to do now is to take the vertical point. I'm going to be minusing 2 for the band. I'm going to be minusing 2. Please, guys, note, I'm minusing 2. So I'm taking the measurements. Any measurement I'm taking, I'm minusing 2. So I'm going to take my hip measurements first, which is 12. Then minus 2 again, my crouch measurement, which is 15. Then I'm going to mark an horizontal line for that. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is from this crouch line, let me label it hip line, waistline, crouch line. So from this crouch line, I'm going to be coming down by 5. This is going to serve for our thigh circumference. So I'm going to mark an horizontal line again for this, just the way you see me doing. Just take note, whatever you see me do, just do. If you don't understand anything, you can rewind the video, play it again, and you understand. You can as well leave a comment if you find anything confusing. So this is it. This is going to be our thigh for our thigh points. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be minusing 2 again and take the length of this pants. But before taking the length of the pants, I'm going to, because this is a palazzo and it's kind of tight at the a little at the new side, so I'm going to take my new length, and my new length is 27. Note, I am minusing 2 for the band. 27 is somewhere here. So I'm equally going to mark an horizontal line for that, just the way you see me doing. Like this. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to determine the length of this pants. And the length of this pants is actually my length. Is going to be, because I want this pant to be free and pour down, I'm going to be, my normal pant length is 48, but I'm going to be making this 52 or 53. Note, I am still minusing 2 from this place. So I'm going to place this, because my table is not wide. Just note, just take, after marking your starting point, you take your hip line, your crouch line, then from the crouch line you come down by 5 for your thigh circumference. Then from the thigh, depending, if you don't want yours to be tight in the knee length, the next thing you're going to do is just take the length of your pants. But because I want mine a little bit tight on the new side, I marked my new point here. So let me just label that new points. there. Then the length of the pants. So, but note, whatever measurement you're taking, you're going to be minusing 2 for your band, please. 2 for your band. So I'm going to mark the length of this pants, which I said is 53. So the length of this pants is almost the length of the pattern paper. I had to join pattern paper so I can get a long um pattern paper. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is, this is all for the vertical measurement. So we're going to be taking our horizontal measurement, that's our body measurements on this part. So the step 2 is going to be, I'm going to be dividing my round hip by 4. And if I divide my round hip by 4, I'm going to have 13.5. So I'm going to be adding 13.5 because the fabric I'm going to use is stretchy. It's kind of stretchy. So my hip measurement, round hip measurement divided by 4 is 13.5. I'm just going to add 1 inch sewing allowance. Yeah, 1 inch joining allowance, which is here 15. Then whatever I get from there, I'm going to be adding 2 inch on my crouch measurements. So note, this is where you should pay close attention. If your fabric is not stretchy, add whatever you get. If you get 10 from what you divided from your hip, if you get 10, you're going to add 2 to 3 inches more at the crouch line, depending on how big you are. But because my fabric is stretchy, I'm just going to add 1.5. So 1.5 is somewhere here. Hope you understand. Because my fabric is stretchy, my hip measurement divided by 4 is 13.5. I added 1 inch joining allowance. And I'm supposed to add, at the cross line, I'm supposed to add 3 extra inch from what I got from the hip part. But because my fabric is stretchy, I decided to add 1.5 at the crouch line. So for the tie line, you're going to divide your tie circumference by 2. You're going to divide your tie circumference by 2, not 4. 2. So if I divide my tie circumference by 2, I'm going to be getting 15.5. I'm going to be getting 15.5, which is here. Then I'm going to be adding 1 inch. I'm going to be adding 1 inch joining allowance. So what I'm going to do now is, from this place, I'm going to mark a straight line. From this place, I got my 15.5 for my tie. I'm going to be marking the straight line to meet our starting point, which is also our waistline, just like this. And the next thing I'm going to do is just to make a curve line to meet the crouch line area. If you see what I'm doing, don't get confused. If I extend that straight line to the crouch, so you don't get confused, this is what it's going to look like. So you see, it's almost the same thing. So let me just blend it in. I don't want that sharp edge. So this is it. So the next thing we are going to do now is, I'm going to also extend this line down to what I got for my thigh circumference, just like this. Then I'm going to be taking my round nail divided by 2. Note, the only thing we took the only thing we are dividing by 4 here is our hip, and it's going to be our waist. We're going to also divide our waist by 4. For the crouch measurement, you're just going to add 2 or 3 inches of what you got from your hip. Just add it here. Then the rest of the things, you're dividing it by 2. So our thigh circumference, I divided it by 2, and our new circumference, I'm going to also divide it by 2. So don't get confused. So if I divide my new circumference by 2, what I'm going to be having is 11.5, and I'm going to add 1 inch for folding allowance. So I'm going to be extending this line, extending this. So watch what I'm doing to this place. Just like this. So let's take our waist measurement. So my waist divided by 4 is going to give me 9.5. Sorry, 9.5. 9.5. And 9.5 is somewhere here. So I'm just going to add half inch because I have a very tiny waist, half inch for folding allowance. So from there, I'm just going to curve this into the hip line, just like this. I'm just going to curve it in, just like this, because your hip is curved. Your hip is not straight. So you just curve it in, just extend it down to the length. So the next thing I'm going to do now is, let me bring this up. So from this place now, I'm just going to, mark a straight line down to the length of this. So at this point, if you want yours flay, you just mark a straight line down. But I want mine a little bit slant. So I'm just going to mark this like this. Just going to slant it all the way till I get to the length of this pants, which is somewhere here. So this is it for our pants, guys. Hope you understand. So this is it for the pants. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. So guys, as you can see, my fabric is on a fold. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place my pattern paper on it like so. I'm just going to place it like this. Make sure everything is aligning properly. And I'm going to go ahead to cover. Before that, I'm going to be pinning it down so it doesn't dance out. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. This is our front. We are not yet cutting our back. Let me just draft out the front. So I'm going to be cutting the back. Like I said, I'm going to be using the same pattern paper to cut the back. Then please note, if you watch, I left about 3 inch up. I left about 3 inch up before placing my pattern paper. So for the reason why I left this 3 inch up is if you notice that when you make your pants, your back waist normally comes down. It's going to be like a low waist. So if you don't want that, you want to avoid that, especially for those that are very, very healthy at the backside, like me. I have a very big backside. So that is why I left this 3 inch up. You can leave 2, you can leave 1.5, depending on how big you are. But I decided to leave 3 inch, but I'm definitely going to be using about 2.5 inch later. So, and for the back, I said I used 2 inch for the cutting of this pants and 2 yards of fabric. And why I use 2 yards of fabric is because I just want to explain better. Because if you watch on the crouch line, when cutting on my back, I'm saying for the back leg, I'm supposed to have extra like about 5 inch extra when folding. But you can see this is the little I have. I have about 1.5. I have about 1.5 at the crouch line area. So the reason is because this fabric is very stretchy. So after sewing, I'm going to get exactly what I want. It's stretchy. So this little inches remaining is going to still be enough for me. So, but when making your pants, please, if you're on the bigger side and you're not using a stretchy fabric, please make sure you get 2.5 of whatever fabric you're using if the fabric is not stretchy and if you're on the bigger side. But if your fabric is stretchy and you're on the bigger side, 2 yards, it's okay. Then for the people on the small side, 2 yards is enough for you to cut your pants. So what I'm going to do now is please pay close attention to this part. So I'm going to be marking 2 inch from this place, and I'm going to draw a straight line. Hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing to meet this part. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to connect this into the hip line area with a slant, just like this. So after sewing, I'm not going to, my front and my back part is going to be the same. The back part, my back will not be, you know, the trouser is not going to come down like a low waist on my back side. So the next thing I'm going to do now is from this place I took 2 inch up, I'm going to be coming out by 2.5 inch, and I'm going to do that all the way down 2.5. For our pants, don't worry, this upper part after sewing you're going to see is going to rhyme with the front leg. So this is basically all for the cutting of your pants, of your palazzo pants. So the next thing we're going to be doing now is to cut out the band and the joining of the legs. So guys, this is the band. This is what I'm going to be using to make the band of this. So because the other one of the strand is not long, so I made 2 strands. So I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to join it. I'm going to sew it like this to get a long strand. So these are side, this is the band. So what I'm going to be doing next is to be joining our crouch area. So this is the front to the front, guys, please. Like this is the front leg. That is what I mean. Let me make it so you see it. This is the front leg. Let me use this and hold. This is the front leg, guys. So the you're going to place the front facing the front like this, and you're going to sew the crouch side with 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch down to this place. You stop here. So this is the front leg, and you're equally going to do same thing for the back leg, for the crouch line. You're going to sew the crouch line. Let me just align it properly so you understand. So you're equally going to align this properly and sew the, hope you're seeing what I'm doing, and sew the crouch line with 1/4 or 1/2 inch till you get to this place and stop. So after doing that, I'm going to show you the next step. So this is the sewing part now. So we're going to be joining the crouch like this for the back leg and for the front leg like this. So when I'm done, I'll show you how it looks like. So guys, I'm done joining the flap. Let me show you how it looks. After joining your flap, this is how it's going to look. This is the front. Wow, this is the back. Hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. So I'm just going to turn this to the other side. This is the front leg, and this is the back leg. So you can see this is the front, this is the joining. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place them together like so, and I'm going to join the sides. Hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing like this. I'm going to be joining the sides. I'm going to sew with 1/2 inch till I get down to the length, and I'm equally going to do the same thing to this other side. I'm going to be joining the side like this till I get down. When I'm done, I'll show you the next step we're going to take. So guys, I've gone ahead to join the sides, as you can see, for the 2 legs. So note this place is still open. the flap area is still open. I've joined the sides and this side too, as you can see. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn this like this, and I'm going to bring these two flaps together. Are you seeing what I'm doing? I'm going to bring it together like this, like so, and just trying to align it very well. And I'm going to be sewing. Come in, guys. I'm going to be sewing from here down and to the other side again from here down. So when I'm done sewing here down, from the back, I'm going to open up the back a little, then attach our band before attaching our zip. So when I'm done sewing these two legs from the flap to the side to down, from the crotch to this other side, I'm going to open up the back a little and attach my band. So when I'm done, I'll show you how it looks. So guys, this is how it looks after joining my band. This is my band, as you can see, and this is the opening from the back. So you can decide to, what we're going to do next is to add our zipper. We're going to be adding our zipper, and you've seen the crouch area. I've joined the crouch area down. So the next thing is we're going to be attaching our zipper to the back. So if you want, you can attach your zip at the side, whichever side you want, but I chose to attach my zip at the back. So do whatever that works for you. Either you attach your zip from the back or side, or you can decide to do a what's it called, an elastic band. But to get this exact, to a snatch twist for this pants, you're going to be using a zipper for it, not an elastic. So I'm going to be attaching my zipper at the back, and then when I'm done attaching my zipper, I'm going to give it a good press. I'm going to give it a good press so that it's going to come out very, very beautiful. So this is the outcome of the pants, guys. Please, if you find this educating, if you find this interesting, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you can get notified whenever we post tutorials like this. And I would like to know what you think about this video down the comment section. See you on my next video. Bye.